Hey, HH Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. Hopefully this video works. I've kind of got you shielded from the wind. I hope it doesn't do weird things, but we're going to go ahead and put the hoops onto our greenhouse, one that you can build at home. And then we're going to try to put the top side rails on, and we'll call that good for today. So there might be a little bit of adjusting that I have to do on some of these, so we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's have at it. Now, I did get one of the other hoops put on here earlier, actually yesterday. Took a little finagling, so I'm going to do that with the ones that I have now, and we'll see if we can get them ready. Looks like it's going to need a little of adjustment. Yeah, that should probably work right there. It is conduit, so bending it's okay. That's kind of what it's designed for. I've got a mark on here so that I know where I need to adjust my conduit. That's kind of high. Just moving it till I feel it yield. Yeah, that's got to go more. Try one other thing. These are pulling in a little hard. Let's just put our bend in it. See if that adjustment worked. Oh yeah, much better. go. There's that one. This one needs to be readjusted again. There we go. That's much better. Much better. If I adjust that angle on the other one, it'll work even better. Yeah. Got a post over here I'm increasing the angle of it on. Go. Slide down much easier. There we go. Got one more. I'll go adjust this one. I'll be right back. All right, so those are going to take a little bit of adjustment. I'm going to keep working on that, but those are the hoops going up top. And I realize I'm going to have to do another video to kind of show how those are done. They're reused from another project. Not super happy with them because they're not consistent. But that's what you have when you borrow from other projects and you use other ones. And for my electricians out there seeing me bend it wrong, I'm not an electrician and I don't have a tubing, an EMT conduit bender. So kind of doing it by hand and doing what works. And kind of the idea for this is that a general homeowner could do it. Not all of us have those tools. So, but anyway, there's the arches on there. I think I'm going to go ahead and mark and drill them, and we'll see where that goes. Headphone warning, this is probably going to get a little loud. Okay, what we're going to put up next is our top side rail. So this will help straighten up the greenhouse, and it'll also give us a place to attach the plastic. It does go on the outside, so if you're building a greenhouse, don't put them on the inside. You need them on the outside. So we'll get this one up. Okay. Just going to line up just to the outside. And then I'm lining this board right to the top of my pipe. I'm using a 2-inch screw, so it'll go through my conduit and into my board, but not out the other side. Okay, there's one. There's two. There's three, and I think you can see that. And here is our fourth. There you go. So that is making sure that that is all lined up there on the side. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side. I may come in and do a second screw here so that I've got two up here for this top board, since it's going to be holding our plastic down in the wind. But the other side is going to go on just the same as this one did, so it's kind of a duplication of that. So I'm going to go ahead and take you off of there, and we'll do a little bit of a walk around, and we'll kind of talk about the parts so far. Okay, so this is our top of our sidewall. With that, we've just got it held on with some 2-inch Torx head screws at this point. Hazard of really dry weather. My boards dry out really quick. We've got our arches there. You will see that this helps line up everything, so everything's in a line as we go there. There is a top rail that'll go on there and run all the way down the length of the greenhouse, and that is going to be this piece here, and then this side over here is going to get another piece of rail that'll go all the way across those parts of the hoop. But this is a basic design of a greenhouse. We're going to cover it with 10 foot long by 20 foot. Actually, it's 10 foot wide by 20 foot long 3.5 mil plastic. I'm hoping that's going to be thick enough for the winter. It's what's available in the painting section of Home Depot. It's 25 bucks a roll. We'll need two of those, so there's $50 going right to that. But I think this is coming along. I'm going to go ahead and put you on pause, and then we'll put the other rail on, and we'll take a look and see where we're at. All right, there we go. So our arches are on top. Our arches are on top, our sidewall boards are on. This is going to be a fairly tall greenhouse, probably a little bit taller than what I needed. But you know what, it's coming along. There we go. So what we'll do tomorrow, if the weather holds out, is we'll run the ridge cap right along here. And then that's going to allow us to hang baskets basically from the center. So we'll be able to hang a few baskets on there. Probably won't be able to do very many. Just depends on how much support I make on there. I think this is a good area to work in. It's not too big, not too small. I think I should definitely be able to heat that with a small heater this winter. We'll talk about heating systems later on. But so tomorrow, ridge cap. Then we'll start looking at material for the sidewalls. We are going to put a door on this. It's going to be just a regular swinging door. It is going to be on this end though, so it's going to be on my eastern wall, and that's done mainly because my wind almost always comes out of the west, and I don't want it blowing directly on the door where we might have a gap or a leak. I want it to be blowing on the solid wall. So that'll be solid wall on the west and door on the east. And if we need to rotate this, we can do that. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but really the point of the orientation and the spacing here is this is where it's available this year, and it should be good enough for us to research. Anyway, I hope you're learning something. I hope you're enjoying. Ag Teacher Thoughts out. You know, it's heading towards fall. And one of the things a lot of people forget is this thing in your baskets. This is a sweet potato, which means up in there is a sweet potato. So if you haven't seen the video yet, I have a video about the history of how ornamental sweet potatoes came about. And they're really ornamental in name only. They were actually a production version of sweet potatoes. And the whole story about how some farmer missed out on his millions and his fame is all tied up in the sweet potatoes. So go down in the description. I'll link the video there. You'll learn something. And it'll be a little bit more. See ya.